Now, let's not forget that today is Constitution Day for us as well. And so for the big interview, we had to bring a human rights lawyer to help us understand more about this. Now, this man has been in the law field for more than how many? I think he's almost 2 decades in the law field, you know. And so he knows his stuff. We'll get to know more about him. He's always in the papers. He's very vocal when it comes to our political scope. You need to take a look at his profile, and then after that, we get to speak with my guest for today.
Martin Kpebu is a leading Ghanaian lawyer and human rights advocate known for his work on constitutional law, justice, and legal reform. Born on October 15, 1978 in Accra, he studied business administration and law at the University of Ghana, later earning a Master of Laws in Oil and Gas Law, and was called to the bar in 2007. He has argued landmark cases before Ghana's Supreme Court, helped reform bail and surety laws, and founded the Juvenile Justice Project to provide free legal aid to the youth. Kpebu is a partner at GT Legal Africa, teaches law, and is a vocal commentator on governance, press freedom, and human rights, often taking an active role in public legal debates.
One and only lawyer Martin Kpebu. Good morning, lawyer.
Good morning, Rosalie. Morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Great.
Okay. Still blushing from the this
from the profile. Eh?
Yeah.
I see how it is for most of you, because you know when you saw it, you're like, oh, profile.
Exactly.
It's the first time you're seeing a profile of yourself. This is the first time.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about it then?
No, okay. I think to be honest, this is the second time.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the speech at the commencement speech at the University of Ghana. Was it about 2-3 years ago? So for the first time, we had to do a profile.
Okay.
So by that one, I was aware. So there's no surprise that this one is jolted me a bit.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine.
You ought to be celebrated. I mean, when it comes to being vocal, you're one of the few lawyers that's very vocal in Ghana here, especially when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
You know, you make sure that you fight for the general people, the ordinary Ghanaian out there. And so we are so grateful for what you do for everybody in Ghana.
Thank you. That's the least I can do. In actual fact, I just wish that more lawyers, especially, it's not only lawyers, but you know, for lawyers, because we have learned the Constitution and other parts of governance, I just think that more lawyers should be in the forefront. Yeah, because at least we, as I say, have some basic knowledge about how it or what it takes on paper to drive the statecraft, right? Yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of us are so reticent, you know, laid back. Some are scared, oh, they'll do this to you, they'll do. I mean, come on. So that's a frustration. So to be honest with you, I carry a lot of frustration about the way not many lawyers are getting into the fight. We need to, because if you don't, you see, we make a mistake. We think just because we go to the same church or mosque or whichever other form of religious gathering with politicians, we think we are the same. But we are not. No. The politician is different, basically. The way they think and do their stuff, they are different. They will smile and everything, nicer than us, speak better English. But trust me, they are different in certain very material respects. So you need more citizens to, you know, get into the fight and hold their feet to the fire. They just think, oh, I sit next to this minister in church. So you think just because you all sit in the same chair. No, it doesn't work that way. So because the plain truth, putting it bluntly, is that the resources are scarce. They are not enough to go around. So because of that, you know, politicians have their own ways of trying to distribute their resources. And in the process, a lot of us feel it's unfair. So if you want to make the process fair, etc., then get into the fight. Don't think that he alone. No, because, you see, there is that self-preservation. So naturally, the politician will be driven to do things that will ensure his continued stay in power, etc. So you distribute, you skew the distribution of the resources. it's largely natural that a lot of the time we would do things to further our own interests before looking at other people. Okay, so that's a huge part of the problem. That's why we should be in the fight.
So what made you decide to be a part of the fight?
Oh, I think, there's a huge part of it that comes from Ladi Samson Ayenini, okay, or Samson Ladi Ayenini, that's the way people say. Those days, when I just graduated, I would watch News File, and then this same problem I'm talking about, I felt like Samson was more or less a lone voice. When I say a lone voice, so meaning those who would fight, you in the introduction, you said I fight for the voiceless, the ordinary Ghanaians.
Yes.
So that's the rule I'm talking about. The neutrals, those in the middle, because, well, I'm neither here nor there, right? Yeah, I used to be part of the NPP. That was when we were in school in the 90s, right, in the University of Ghana. But by 2003, I'd stopped. As I said, you see, the moment Kufuor came in, after year 1, year 2, it was clear that Kufuor is taking care of his interests first before the nation. So I said, no, I don't intend to be part.
So you stopped the NPP because you felt the president at that time was more political than being a president for all?
Excellent. That's just it. I saw it very early. I saw that, no, I can't support this type of government. So the second time I didn't vote for Kufuor. I was happy to usher him in the year 2000. I wanted to see the NDC go quickly. Right. So, and we thought, you see, those days we were told that Kufuor is a lawyer, he's rich, so one CD would not get missing. So that's it. Corruption has been our biggest problem. It's been the biggest. So once they say, and we're told that Rollins used to credit Yokogari and those things, we're impressionable in university. Yeah, so in the year 2000, I think I was in, by December 2000, I was in level 300 or 200, one of those. I entered 98. Yeah, so we're impressionable. They say, Kufuor, look at this lawyer, how many years? You see, we never even checked that. What was his working record? But we're just told that a lawyer is rich. Just like today, a lot of Ghanaians assume that lawyers are rich and all that. So even today, it's so persistent. So you can imagine more than 20 years ago, it was huge. Oh, so this man is rich. He already has money. One city will not get missing. But Kufuor came and we saw that Kufuor was feeding on the public purse. So I said no. So I didn't vote for him the second time. So the point we're advancing was that, so you see that Samson was radically, for me, as far as I can remember, in terms of lawyers, he was a lone voice. So he used to agitate me. I was like, but these big lawyers, why can't you stand in the middle? A lot of the lawyers would come, they're looking for government contracts. So in no time, then they align.
Okay. So I'll take you back to the Kufuor conversation. I'm sorry I'm taking you back.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Kufuor, to you, was not the very best of presidents.
At all.
What did he do that disappointed you the most?
It's good. And let me show you a general statement before we come to specifics. If you want to see how badly Kufuor governed, you would see that for 19 years, PNDC, NDC, Kufuor came into office, and within 8 years, at the end of 8 years, we went back to the NDC. That's just the best form to measure Kufuor's governance. For 19 years, you see, the PNDC, right? They came in 31st December 1981, right? We're clamoring, of course, some of us were a bit young, but as we grew up, we saw we could feel the, military rule and everything, and then the international community helped us. We fought, and then eventually, we came with a lopsided constitution, not good. I'm sure we'll come to that point. And then we ushered in the Fourth Republic. Then Rollins did 8 years and then exited. Kufuor came at the end of 8 years. People went back to the NDC. So it's the best form. If you ever want to see, it's the best. For 19 years. 19 years from 31st December 1984, right, to the end of January 2001 when Kufuor took office, right? 19 years, PNDC, all right, /NDC. Kufuor comes 8 years and then NDC wins again. You don't need anything beyond this. If you had done very well, Kufuor would have won easily.
Okay.
So you don't need, and if we go into the specifics, when Kufuor came, he said, zero tolerance for corruption. Then the next moment, he said, corruption started from Adams. You see, he was dithering. He wasn't consistent. Then the next time, his son, the Hotel Kufuor, so many scandals. So I was like, so I was very happy that I left the NPP early.
So did you join the NDC then?
No, I never joined. Why? Somehow, I'm not driven. I could just see that I won't fit into a party because I want to speak my mind. I won't fit into a party.
So to you, so far, the Fourth Republic, who has been the best president Ghana has ever had?
Oh, without doubt, I would vote for Atta Mills.
Okay.
Yeah.
But his tenure was very short.
Yes, you see, and that's why they say good things, let me do transliteration, good things don't last, or more or less, the good people die early. Yeah, Atta Mills, we all know that Atta Mills never took our peswa. And you see, when the leader is honest, right, on the fight of corruption, when the life of the leader itself speaks volume, it helps to drive the nation. You remember when you went to Tema, the port, see the custom officers were running away. He said, look, don't run away. Look, I'm human. I'm this. Oh, they were running because we all know, custom officers and trips and doses in the clearing process, etc. I always remember it. People were running away, and many other examples. Everybody, because of Atta Mills, Obama came. The Nigerians were furious. They're like, but Ghana is a tiny country. This economy, in terms of trade, etc. But Obama came to Ghana because Atta Mills was that honest person, etc. Oh, any day I'll vote for Atta Mills. He stands tall amongst them. Yeah.
Now, I take you to John Dramani Mahama. Today is exactly 1 year he was sworn into power, coming back the second time. It's like a comeback. It's never happened. It's history made. Yeah. So far, his 1 year tenure, how would you rate him?
Oh, so far, so good. Yeah, without doubt. And of course, it's because he's learned a lot from the 8 years of trolling. We trolled him whilst he was outside government. And, in actual fact, we thought Kufuor was going to retire JM, so we thought, by no time we saw that the mother serpent of corruption had finally been, allowed into office. So because...
Who is the mother serpent of corruption?
That's Kufuor. So because he...
Why do you call him that?
Oh, Martin Amidu Chris gave him that name.
You are using what
yes.
Martin Amidu said, not that you know.
Oh, but we believe Martin Amidu any day.
You
it's
believe
I'm not the one, generally as a nation.
Okay.
Oh, it happens in other countries. I'll give you the example of even in the U.S. James Comey, former director of the FBI, met with President Trump, right? And what they discussed, when Comey came and gave his version and Trump gave his version, the American people went with Comey because Comey had such an excellent track record. He was more trustworthy than Trump. So it's not only in Ghana, all over the world. Two people, you look at them and then you say, oh, I'll believe this one over that. So Martin Amidu as against Kufuor, any day will go for Amidu. I see when he was appointed special prosecutor, you see the groundswell of support. Everybody has said, oh, wow, the fight against corruption has been taking several notches higher, etc. So any day, Amidu speaks, Kufuor speaks, Ghanaian would believe Amidu far ahead of Kufuor. All right? So we're developing the point that, yes, JM has improved so far, so very good. And I'm saying that he has benefited a lot from the trolling. For 8 years, he was trolled. People said all the things that had to be said.
What did you say about his first tenure?
Oh, his first, I was not happy. Oh, so I was rooting
So you voted against him?
Oh, absolutely. No. And it's public record. Oh, yes, I voted against him in 2016. I wanted to see Kufuor. You see, after the Kufuor disappointment, when I came to, by the time Kufuor was coming, I had practiced law 2016 for about 9 years. So now having practiced law for about 9 years, I saw that, so Kufuor hadn't practiced law that much, right? So, but because Kufuor had practiced law for long, you see, and I'm first generation lawyer in my family. So by 9 years' time, I'd seen, the little I'd gathered in life. And I saw that, you earn 1 CD here, 50 pesos tomorrow, etc. So I made another huge mistake. I projected my own life onto Kufuor, thinking that, if Kufuor is practiced over 20 years as a lawyer, then he must have earned his income little by little. And so if you put such a person in charge, he would, watch over the purse well. Because you see, when you earn 1 CD tomorrow, 50 pesos today, etc. You learn how to put it together, then you acquire this, then you pay school fees. So I just thought, then this one, Kufuor never practiced law. That's how come he was just, that corrupt. That's what I believe. No, Kufuor is worse. Kufuor is worse than Kufuor. The verdict is out there that he's the worst president of the fourth.
Do you have proof to that?
Sentiment. You can't take away sentiment. I think we largely agree that in this Fourth Republic, Kufuor is the worst president
So in the Fourth Republic, to you, Kufuor
and a lot of Ghanaians, I'm sure today.
But to you, Martin.
Oh, and a lot of the people
But I'm asking.
Yes.
Kufuor is the worst president in the Fourth Republic.
Absolutely.
What makes him the worst?
Oh, the corruption perception index is there. Do you know for 8 years, Kufuor couldn't even beat Mahama for a single year. Look, Kufuor came to office. Mahama's worst performance on the corruption perception index was 43, right? That's the year he left, 2016, right? When Kufuor came, 2017, the thing dropped from 43 to 40. Yeah, straight, 3 percentage points drop. Why? He filled the government with family and friends. Too many. I mean, we all realize, you see, Kufuor was a president, his brother was a defense minister, Kufuor, and a few other relations here and there in his government, a few. But Kufuor took it way out of this world. Yeah, at a certain count, there were about 51 or 53. There was this calendar that had all of them. Okay? Yeah, he did it more. It was nauseating. The nepotism had broken all the records that you would ever find in this world.
But John Dramani Mahama has also, filled position with some persons, right, who are purportedly, members of his family or related to him.
Let's count. As far as I'm aware, it's Joyce Bauer, right?
Yes.
But as I said, listeners and viewers can Google. When you Google, you see the 51 or 53. There's a whole table, many ministers, many chief executives, etc.
So what number is enough? If 53 is corruption, what number is better?
Oh, no, to be practical, well, let me say off the cuff. It's possible maybe with more reflection I could change. Maybe 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
We can live with that.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have to be practical. Yeah.
10?
10 begins to sound very obnoxious. Yeah. 10 is too lopsided. No.
So if you were the one in office, and being truthful here, if you were the one in office and you have people who are credible, although they are members of your family, won't you give them the appointment?
No, there's no way out.
Even though they are credible?
I won't. Hey, Charlie, let me tell you, Rosalind, the people of Ghana make you president. Do you know what that does for generations to come? So out of gratitude, they are just saying that keep your family members away. Is that too much to ask? So maybe you keep 1 or 2. Maybe because of certain personal matters, perhaps you prefer that 1 or 2 be at your side. It helps. Keep the rest away. No, what's the presidency? What it does for your family and the whole of your hometown oh my God. That's a small price to pay. An exceedingly small price to pay. They say keep them away. Oh, come on. That's the easiest thing to do. If you know how it runs practically, it's the easiest thing to do. Look, let's be fair. When you keep them away, but because you are president, there are many people who open doors to them in the private sector. So their lot would improve. Yes, that one is natural everywhere, even in the UK. Generally we've traveled, we've read. It's natural that once you are president, a lot of people will open doors to your relations, even in private sector. So there are a lot to improve. They should just go there. Okay.
That's not a bad one. But then again, I'll take you to this. 31st of January, we all know what's going to happen in Ghana here in the camp of the NPP. Now, you have spoken about it on different platforms, saying that the people contesting the flag bearership will not make them come to power in 2028. Who would you have preferred to see on that, ballot paper?
Oh, unequivocally, I would go for Patrick Yabuama, the MP for Okaikwe, is it north or south? Yeah, around Abeka, Tesano. Yeah. Buama, you see, Buama would be a compromise candidate, okay? Good because, you see, among others, I've said it and I've been trolled and insulted ad nauseam, but I'll repeat it. The simple reason is that NPP doesn't have a good record to campaign. If you're going by their records, I just told you that for 8 years, Kufuor, who had been, curated and sold to us as a corruption czar, he couldn't beat JM for 8 straight years. He couldn't perform better than JM on the corruption perception index.
But he managed to come back to power in 2020. Ghanaians voted him back into power.
Yes, our level of consciousness was still, I think generally, to be fair, was lower. I will tell you that in 2020, I was still upset with NDC. Okay. So what I even did, because of the COVID, I didn't even vote in 2020. I was also upset that we had gone for a new voters register, asking people to queue up with COVID to do a new register. So I didn't register, so I didn't vote in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, so today it won't be the same. You see how the 2024 elections turned out. It tells you that the Ghanaian is changing. Listen, I can see that this country will be one of the best into the future. Our people are quickly learning more than, we don't even seem to appreciate and understand the enormity of the change, our maturity in the 2024 election. Look at the gap, close to 1.7 million votes, right? So it tells you that we are making a lot of progress, significant progress on the political.
You think Ghanaians will accept Patrick Boama if he's the flag bearer of the NPP?
Yes, absolutely. Because Bawumia, as I said, Bawumia is a Kufuor. Birds of a feather flock together. Look, if Bawumia wasn't corrupt, he couldn't have stayed or worked with a Kufuor for 8 years without an open fight. It couldn't have happened.
Some people say you have a personal vendetta against Bawumia.
No, when I started with Kufuor, that's the same thing I was told. Then later, with time, people say, oh, Martin, you are right.
Is he your friend, Bawumia?
No.
He's not your friend.
No.
You don't know him personally.
No.
Has he ever said anything against you that you've heard about it?
No, not at all. I'm just facing the fact. You see, I think what a lot of people lack is that tenacity. I think usually people just like to discuss one topic 2 weeks, then discard it and go on. No. When I pick one issue, I want to fight it to the end. So I have to keep warning citizens that birds of a feather flock together. Bawumia is one with a Kufuor. Let's not make that mistake. We would not make that mistake.
So Kennedy is there then. Kennedy can be the flag bearer and bring the NPP into power, right?
No. I
Why?
don't believe so. Kennedy, is obvious, apart from the, many abuses, the invectives, etc. And so it doesn't make him a statesman, right? The second part is that I don't really know what he wants to sell, or his greatest selling point. If it's business, he's been successful on business on the back of government contracts. No, if he had built a successful business all by himself before government made it big, sure. But as far as I'm aware, he himself has said it. In Kufuor's time, Kufuor said, no, Kennedy, you can't be a minister. I'd rather give you contracts. So as far as I'm concerned, his empire started from Kufuor's contracts, the contracts Kufuor gave him. And he himself has said it. It's too late, he can't come and change it. And that's the truth. And that's just the story. So somebody who builds his success on the back of government contracts, I don't see him as a successful person.
What about Dr. Brian Champong?
A Champong who wanted to buy our hotels for his song, Labadi Beach, etc. He will loot us dry. There's no way I'll try a Champong at all. There's no way. Then left to a Champong, maybe I'll try a Duchum or Abne Japan. But a Champong is a non-starter. But for Okujeto Ablakwa, who mobilized people, led us to be able to fight, and then eventually we prevailed. They were going to take our hotels for a song. We are not going to try that. And besides that, Champong is also shown that, he's the master of violence. The violent speech he gave, they didn't see that. They will not hand over. They didn't see that. No, this too. He will ruin our democracy. There's no way.
Okay. So, Patrick Boama, what do you think he'll bring to the table then?
Yeah, so Boama, so far at least, he's a career MP, though he's a lawyer, right? And
it looks like you have a soft spot for lawyers.
Not consciously. Boama, so I just looked in the lot and thought that, okay, and also, so let me be clear, generally in terms of the voter population, that the accounts are quite a huge, and politics is about numbers. And so from my understanding, okay, Boama is Ashanti, so Ashantis generally would rally behind, and a lot of other ethnic groups, right? But generally, because they have more numbers, so give the one who can, bring a lot of numbers. Politics is about numbers. Let's be realistic. Unfortunately for Boama, at least he has a training. He has a training, and he's been is this his third or fourth term in Parliament? Third or so, yeah. So and being a lawyer. So generally, and since he hasn't brought up any scandals, etc., it means that generally it should be good to go. So that in 2032, it's not for 28, to be very clear, Rosalind, no, Mahama can win in 28. No.
He's not even on the...
Yes, so even if they were to bring him today, so to be very clear, I don't think we would give, and when I say we, I'm talking about those of us in the middle, the floating voters, right? We are not ready for the NPP to return in 2028. It's too soon. You know, the way they've looted us, we are now taking...
So how long do you think they'll stay in opposition for?
A minimum 8. That's a minimum.
Minimum 8.
Minimum 8.
Okay.
Yes, so that's their best, or let me say they'll have a better chance in 2032 because by then we would have seen 8 years of NDC. It's possible by then they would have been fatigued and maybe a few corruption scandals, etc. That perhaps NPP can ride on. By 2032, I can see will be far more complex because I can also foresee that those of us in the middle, but then we would have had a lot of Ghanaians more conscious, and then we would possibly throw out this NPP NDC thing and try something else, the third force or something in the middle. But it won't just be the normal NDC or normal NPP winning.
Okay.
Yeah,
do you think the third force could be Alan's camp?
It's possible. It's possible. But not with Alan as the flag bearer. Alan will be too old. Yes, no. You see, I've made it. I mean, I've said that a lot of young people support me. I still see myself too as a young person, right? I think that 2028, we don't have much of a voice to force the parties, even though I wish NDC will field a much younger candidate, but it appears on the ground because Isidro Nketia has been there for very long. It's difficult. Maybe they can negotiate. If the NDC can negotiate with him, that would be perhaps better so that they can field a younger candidate. You see, Ato Forsen and Okujeto, sure. But if they are not able, it looks like it will be Isidro Nketia. And we can't fight that much because Kufuor broke us. We don't have much of a voice to insist that it must be a young person. But by 2030...
What has that got to do with the Kufuor?
No, because he spoiled everything. Let me speak local Ghanaian.
But people bringing younger people has nothing to do with the Kufuor.
No, you see, so because he spoiled everything, right, and NDC won with such a landslide, so the common reason, let me be blunt, with about 1.7 million votes, it will tell you that you cannot get any other candidate who can come and beat the NDC candidate, wipe away 1.7 million votes in one electoral cycle. So, putting it bluntly, generally, any candidate the NDC brings will win, generally. Of course, they will also try not to bring a candidate who has too many things in the cobwebs around, no, and too many scandals. No, they will avoid that. So when I say generally, so I'm clear that they won't bring a candidate who is so bad. So it means that generally any candidate NDC brings may win. If it's not too likable, then it can draw down the votes significantly, right? So that's why I say if you go and start making noise that no, we want a very young person, we want below 55, we want below, I don't know. It's possible we can try that, but I'm just saying that it doesn't look like we can force their hand. But consider the other example. You see, no mining in forest, and then bringing less than 60 ministers. You see that in our political discourse, at a point, a lot of Ghanaians, you know, join the conversation.
Who would you wish to see as the next flag bearer for the NDC?
So you mean if we're doing wishes? If wishes. Okay, no. So then undoubtedly, Ato Forsen should go for Okujeto.
Okay.
If it's for the young persons, it's our turn generally to also take over. If the old people have tried, it's okay. Let the youth also come in. Fresh ideas
and see what they have. Constitution Day, you know, the Constitutional Reform Review Committee, actually made some proposals. They proposed that the tenure of the presidency should be extended to 5 years. Do you think it will be a good thing?
Not at all, Rosalie. And this one to have expressed my opinion, I mean, I don't know, several quarters. I don't think so. It's very clear. Let's go to our history. We voted twice on this matter. Number one, on the Constituent Assembly, okay? That's, and I said before the promulgation of the 92 Constitution, there was an assembly when the committee of experts presented their report, etc. There was a Constituent Assembly made up of chop bar owners, barbers, etc. I know there's that famous story where the GBA formally as an organization didn't go. The story is told that generally they felt indignant that they couldn't go and debate with Choba or this. That's the story. Sometimes there is a comic relief in it, even though the specifics may be a bit different. So the point is that assembly, they voted on this matter. And the results are that 128 voted against a 5-year term and 85 voted in favor. Then there were 13 abstentions. So this is a round defeat. 128 against a 5-year term and then 85 in favor. And then 13 abstentions. So let's say that's 91 before 92. The Constituent Assembly did a lot of the work in 92. Fast forward 2011, 2012, the Fiadio Commission, the one that Tamils put up. That one too, if you go into the report, you see that and that one was good. That one I even also participated. We had the opportunity to vote via SMS, right? Yeah, and majority of Ghanaians said no, we don't want a 5-year term. The main problem is that, you see, our systems are weak. So generally, if the president is not very honest, he will help himself. He and his people, they will loot generally. So that's how come people like the 4-year term. Let's be very blunt. I don't like us playing ostrich. Yes, certainly, if you are benefiting, you will say 5 years. But look, I like saying this. Can you imagine Kufuor for in government for 2 extra years? Look at 8 years, how we suffered. 2 more years, a lot of us would have died. If you had won 5, 10 years, oh no, come on, that's a generation.
So for you, it's a no-no. What do you do for fun?
Generally, is it fun? We play football.
You play football?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Keep fit.
Okay. Every Saturday?
Sunday afternoons.
Every Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
That's
so you
nice.
See Professor Jampu, Ernest Frantin, Paco Akwe. Yeah, I'm sure some of the names that you would know.
That's
David,
nice.
Ganesha, Tete. Yeah.
Do you ever want to go into Parliament?
Parliament, not specifically, but somehow within the governance space, public office, I'll come.
Office of the Special Prosecutor. I know you've said no to it. Why?
I've never dreamt about it.
Why?
At all. I think that's just me. I like to be blunt. I took him on because later, the stories I heard about the corruption against him, etc. And I've presented my petition. Hopefully, by law, on the 17th of January, that will be 30 days after the Chief Justice has received the petition. And the Chief Justice must make his decision known within 30 days of receipt. I presented it on 11th of December. The President has 7 days to present it. So when I calculated, the latest from 11 to 7 days after 11th is 17th December. So that means that latest by 17th December, the Chief Justice should have had it. The Chief Justice has 30 days, so that should be 30th of
So you
January.
want him out of office? Absolutely.
He's not fit for office. I'll be very blunt.
Who is fit for the office?
We will find a new candidate. People will show interest and they will scrutinize it. No, he said they've been worked for Furiata. Worked for Gabi Ochridako. These are the president's relations. So you can see that, obviously, he was brought there to cover things for them, do a cover-up. And he did it in the SML case. We have Rosalind, we've shown it. We have cases, you can imagine the SML case. Ofuriata left Ghana before they started investigating it. Yeah, we have it. I will show it to you. Manasseh was able to get the diary of action. That's the one that shows when investigations started. And it shows 29th of January, 2025. By which time Ofuriata had bolted so clearly. And you see, even before we saw the diary of action, I started saying that I see a collusion, that Kisei Jabe allowed Ofuriata to flee. And eventually he came to confess. You see that KSM interview where he said, before Ofuriata traveled, he intercepted the letter Ofuriata wrote, 1, and then number 2, that he went to NIB, didn't get help. He wanted to stop Ofuriata. I wrote to NIB. NIB is the National Intelligence Bureau. They replied that no, Kisi never came there. Then he said he went to National Security to get help. They didn't help him. I wrote to National Security. They also replied in the negative. Immigration. My letter is with immigration. I believe they will also reply soon, and I believe it will be no. So quite clearly, Kisi was brought there to do a hatchet job, generally cover Kufuor's corruption, etc. He's too conflicted, too conflicted. you know.
All right. Lawyer Martin Kpebu, unfortunately, this all time will permit us for this conversation. I could talk with you all day and not get bored. I'm so grateful that you made time to spend with us this morning. Super grateful. I will definitely get you back on, and then we can continue with this conversation. It's been a great one. And we celebrate you today. Keep fighting for the voiceless. We are super grateful.
You're welcome. It's our duty. So let more people jump in.
Right. And his name is the lawyer Martin Kpebu. He is the voice for the voiceless. This all time will permit us for today's Prime Morning Show. My name is Roslyn Felly. I did this with K to the M to the J. Enjoy the rest of your day. But don't forget that at 1 p.m. we have changes that will be coming your way. So stay glued to your television set for that as well. Bye.